Lights, camera, action. In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film. Cut! That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Munfrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I'm Kevin Munfrey once again, and this is Fix It in Post. I'm here with my friends Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Karsten Nye Fargson.
Yeah.
Today, we're talking to another Memphis filmmaker, goes by the name of KIETH MACNEAL. How are you doing?
What's going on, y'all?
We are great. How are you doing today?
Man, we got 2 films I'm working on, so I'm just constantly writing and rewriting as we doing it.
Wait, you saying right? So you like writing?
No. Nah, but I mean when you indie, most things gonna come out of necessity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are right.
Everything gonna come out of necessity when you indie. So, you might not want to write. I mean, what you gonna do? Wait forever for somebody to write it, and they got jobs and shit, and you know what I'm saying? They kids,
I am writing and waiting.
Right?
They're like, "Oh shit, someone writes." Oh yes, damn.
Man, let me tell you, it's a lot. You got to sometimes stand in when you don't act.
Yeah. Y'all might have seen me a few times if you saw Black Girl Big City. I was in that mother a couple times as different people. You know what I mean? If it wasn't a face shot, I'm in there. You know what I mean? I Spike lead all through that motherfucker.
Oh God, I've acted in my own stuff. Co-produced, written. Have not edited. I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can.
Yeah, I think that was when I first started. That's what I was willing to do. Was the that's a lie. I didn't want to do nothing but direct. That's a lie. That's a lie, man. But down here, man, like I said, especially with people, when they moving and they got a little, something going. Oh, it's the cold shoulder all day. So I was like, oh well, look like I got to pick the camera back up and do it all by myself. So that's just kind of how they went.
Right.
So, if you could let go of have somebody else always do one, and you had to do the other, would it rather be writing or editing?
Probably writing. Probably writing.
So you can
because see, when we on set, if I ain't good with what you wrote, we can always change it as long as we got the basis of what you wrote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you wrote lines, we get on set. I ain't even get to look at the script. All right, Kevin wrote the lines, cool. All right, they say it out their mouth. It don't sound right with how they saying it. We change dialogue all the time anyway.
Yeah.
So I could always go with writing. Editing, a lot of times I probably like it edited a certain way. And filming, I like it most definitely shot a certain way. So
okay.
So you the type of director who, if like your camera person isn't doing it right, you'll pick the camera up and you'll do it yourself.
Yeah, I am the camera person. I am the director. Yeah.
He already fired the camera person. Get your ass. Don't even sign that application. Get your ass out of here.
When you end it, you just, time is of the essence, and you just don't have the time to really wait on, stuff to get done. So if I didn't do majority, 90% of everything by myself, it wouldn't get done, especially at the speed that I want it done. You know what I mean? Right. So, yeah, a lot of, like I said, everything is just out of necessity. So I stopped looking a long time ago. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what I mean? I was like,
you can so relate to that.
Oh my goodness.
Bring people in my life as I keep going, but right now we just on go. We just gonna keep it rolling.
That's how you gotta be, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kevin and myself have had so Karsten over here have had times to where a lot of time was wasted, and we were like, "What are we doing?"
I got an idea.
I'm like, "What are we doing?"
I mean, that because when we think about even $1 million, multi-million dollar productions, stuff goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? So when we get the DVD or the behind the scenes, they tell you everything that went wrong. This didn't go right on this date. So in filmmaking, you can always expect it to go wrong anyway. So that's why you just go and get up and go. You just go and get up and you just go and you just go and do your, you know what I mean? And try to figure it out as you go and get better every time you do it.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now let's kind of go. We went a little further earlier. But let's go back. So where did your love of film begin?
Well, I've been a film nut forever. You know what I mean? I've been a film nut forever. So I mean, let me see. The earliest probably was that I can remember probably was maybe Big Trouble Little China, maybe the Madonna movie that came out back in the 80s.
Madonna
I
movie.
was I was I was crazy about that. I was
You
crazy
went
about
back.
I was crazy about everything about the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So I know most definitely from Tango and Cash to
You.
all that, the first Batman, all that
The
is what
first one.
the first one. Michael
Yeah,
Keaton.
with Michael Keaton.
Oh, God,
Right.
I, don't
You know what
I
I'm saying?
barely remember that one.
And Danny DeVito was Penguin in the.
See, I
second
remember
joint.
Danny DeVito.
Right.
Second joint, yeah.
That was the returns. So yeah, I mean, I've been in love with movies and in that part of entertainment for forever. Ferris Bueller, all it.
So, you say you have a love for the 80s. What is it about the 80s that is just so captivating for you?
It was good. I mean, the content was new. It was fresh. All the ideas, you know what I mean, from Home Alone to you know, even though the family, the Griswolds and the Family Vacation started probably early 80s, maybe late 70s. The Christmas one I think came out in the 70s, but all those movies were just well written. The thought process was just really good. So even now, a lot of it just feels regurgitated. It
Yeah,
just
it
feels
is.
like I've seen it before. So it doesn't, like I said, I just think, I mean, even when we talk about stuff like maybe Purple Rain, like, there's a musician doing a movie and it still was better than so much stuff that I see now. So it just really captivated me, man. I love the colors of the 80s, the feel of the 80s, just everything.
But that's not saying nothing now, because they'll just
Yeah.
they'll just take the movie and then just like recreate it, but somehow make it worse.
You know what? I'm surprised they haven't try to recreate Purple Rain yet.
I don't think they will.
Ain't
Nah,
gonna
they I don't think they
happen.
can.
Ain't gonna
But
happen. Like,
but like,
'cause-
we was praying that Coming to America didn't go the way it went.
oh man, did you see?
Oh,
Did you see that?
man.
Did you see that happening like that?
So
I mean, I just saw Top Gun. So I saw Top Gun. I love Top Gun. It's the new one, Maverick is great. So I saw but you always give everybody a chance, right? So when the
Right.
kid walks in the gym, you know what I mean? Until he shoots a shot for you, if he says, "Man, I'm Mike. I'm the next Kobe. I'm the next Mamba," you in the back of your mind, you still got to give it a chance. You like, I ain't seen him shoot yet. He could be. So when you hear Eddie thinking about doing Coming to America again, it's a high probability it's gonna be whack. You know it. You know they not gonna be able to capture it, but you gotta give them that opportunity. You know what I mean? Because who would have thought that 30 years later they could make a Top Gun better than the first one? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you just got to give them that opportunity and just see. And we saw.
Wait, hold on.
we saw.
Hold on, we got to rewind. We got to rewind what he just said. He said better than the first one.
And you hardly now me. I was told that for you to appreciate the second one, you got to see the first one. Now I've never seen any Top Gun.
You never seen
Nah.
Top Gun?
Nah. I've never been huge on Tom Cruise. Ever.
Well,
Was
Tom Cruise ain't huge on Tom Cruise.
Hey,
So,
so
was it
we
even
agree on
before
something.
his little breakdown?
Even
You've never
before,
seen
I just every time I seen his face,
Wait,
it was
wait,
like
which one?
next.
the first one, the first public one,
The one on Oprah's couch.
whichever.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be specific, because my man, like, he
Okay,
done.
the first breakdown publicly. I don't know which one that was.
I don't know if that's necessarily a breakdown. He was jumping on the couch.
That
They
was a,
put- they-
that was a breakdown.
They put the
That
the Star Wars lightning on him.
That was a breakdown.
I
I'm
don't know.
sorry.
I mean, he was very happy about Jamie Foxx's now woman. Well, no, ex-woman. So now,
But the thing about, did you see Maverick though?
see now, I've never cause I was going to see it, but I was told you should see the first
No,
one.
no, 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 no. I think they did it well enough and give you references well enough where you don't have to see it. Now, if you saw it, of course, you're gonna get all the nostalgia immediately. But if you didn't see it, they played back most of the key elements in memory.
Okay.
In memory scene. So I mean, I think you could, because the movie is not really based on like part one like that. It's really like a new mission, and so the nostalgia is just around this new mission they got.
So it's its own story.
It's smarter
It's
than
his own. It's his own story, but of course, they did a great job with bringing out the nostalgia. I think with Coming to America, it was just all nostalgia and fan service. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even like a script. It was just we gonna literally
What
recreate the
just
first
happened?
movie.
Just like, what?
Right.
I will say I did like Wesley Snipes on there.
Ah,
He
I
was
was happy to see Wesley come back. Anytime I see Wesley, especially after kind of getting blackballed, I'm always happy to see Wesley.
he was
he's more capable than that though. He was like kind of weird, man. Like an anecdote.
the whole
almost.
film was kind of weird. So
Yeah.
I mean, like him
Yep.
like dancing everywhere. That's really weird, man. And he's like accomplished like actor and martial artist, man. I'm like, and you ain't taking him serious.
But it was also a comedy though.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got to take somewhat seriously. And you got the little girl beating him up. Come on. Come on.
Forgot about that.
My man got all kinds. Man, he got all kinds of belts and everything else, man. Look, I tell you what. What's the one dude? The dude they be making fun of, like from Under Siege. They be talking about
Yeah,
Cigar,
my boy.
right?
Cigar.
Cigar. Yeah, like
Steve Seagal.
Hey, Steven Seagal ain't gonna run up on him.
But
Dang,
that's
son
one
of that
thing
dude.
about Wesley. Wesley has always wanted to. I mean, even in his interviews, he don't do nothing but laugh and joke. So you can tell it was the silly side. Anything that I could blame would probably be off the script. It wouldn't be off.
Yeah.
It'd have to be off the script. I don't think he made it any worse. I just think it wasn't no real story there. You know what I mean?
That's where I was going with it. I'm like
Wesley
'cause
read this and went,
the script didn't take
I'ma
his
take
let's
care
do
of
it.
whatsoever.
like, I'm gonna just take care of it from here. Don't worry. Nah, don't worry about your words. Y'all did enough.
He's like,
But-
man, they gonna pay me to be in a nuke, man. I think at that point it was like anything to get back on the big screen. He had did like an Expendables, and he was just trying to get back in the good graces. So he had just
Right.
did he had did two with Eddie. Remember, he did the Dolomite story, and then he came back and did Coming to
Oh,
America.
That's right.
So I
That's
think
right.
he was
He was
just
in
trying to, you know what I mean? Just, hey, I got to get back in the game. Put me back in the game, coach, some type of way.
Gotcha. So, at what point did you kind of get from like watching movies to saying I want to make films?
That came from my boy. Y'all know him. One day, Degwan Cole.
Right.
Mhm.
What happened was I was directing because I had to shoot my own music videos. You know what I mean? I did, the little rap, whatever for a while. So I
Of
started
course.
having to do my own, of course. You feel me? Couldn't had to be typical. So
Gotta jump in somehow.
you feel me? So I did that and I stopped. And he ended up doing a short film. And I was like, that's cool, that's dope. And then when I turned around, he did another short film. I was like, hold on, man, wait a minute. And I think it always inspires you more when people around you, you know what I'm saying, be doing stuff, even if they from afar doing their own thing. It most definitely was like, man, I'm gonna tell me a story or two. And it just kind of snowballed from there. You know what I mean? I did a film, regular film. It was cool. It was cool, but it most definitely got me going. Most definitely, it got me going, and it's been on it.
Now, what was this first film you did?
It was Fragile, and it had like a predominantly like white cast, and it was a cool little story. I mean, I just made something up. It was supposed to be like a 5-minute short, but it ended up being like 15 minutes, and I just wanted to see if I could do a little short film from beginning to end. And once I did, once I got that out the way, the actors didn't really rock with it. You know what I'm saying? The joint was good. The joint was good, but the truth is, we get more excited. You know what I'm saying? We get used to some people you work with, and they like, oh, it was just a job, and they on to the next job. A lot of times, we are more excited. You know what I'm saying? So we want to post it when it come out. You understand? Black folks want to rock with it when it come out. You know what I mean? So they folks. Other people may, be like, oh, that's great, man. This what's up. I get back, which I'm finna go walk my dog. You know what I mean? So I think that was like, I was like, oh, okay, that what's up then. All right. So shit, you know what I mean? But if it most definitely showed me that I could get through a film and kind of keep your imagination like the whole 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever.
So when you're writing a script or when you write, does like can you see it in your head? Like, can you see the whole production visual in your head when you're writing it down?
Yeah, see, especially when you direct too. Cause see, I'm holding the camera, so I have to see it all.
Right.
Because I have to know how this is gonna get shot. You know what I mean? See, if you was just writing it, then it's on the next person to make it a reality. So because I actually have to hold a camera, I have to figure out as I'm writing it, okay, where is this thing gonna really take place at? You know what I mean? Can I really pull this off in real life, or does it just sound good on paper? So writing it most definitely, shooting it most definitely gives you the realism of like what you writing. So you have to see it scene for scene. So because I write it, edit it, and I shoot it, I even have to see the transitions in my head. You know what I mean? How does this shot transition? You know what I mean? What way can I transition it? So I even had a transition plotted out.
So do you write all that out to it? Like, well, I guess within
No.
storyboarding?
Like now with the storyboard, I just know, okay, this is where the scene ends. This is where the next scene begins. So in my mind, I'll figure, be thinking about that and figuring that out as far as like, okay, what transition? How can we make the camera go? And then just always looking for new ways to, you know, make transitions better and just get a filming experience better. And I think that's where I am right now.
Okay. Now you said the first film was you said your cast majority white, right?
Right.
So how did it feel to direct a bunch of white people?
You know what?
Everything you feel.
Everything was smooth. Everything was smooth. They was punctual. You know what I mean?
They were punctual.
Listen though, check me out though. I'm not. I didn't say that. I just gave the what happened, but I didn't say that. Don't take, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, you sick, didn't have to say it. But but if we just naming the pros, that's what it was. The only thing that kind of like I said was just the end. We most definitely are more engaged in the film. You know what I mean? And like, okay, yeah, we feel like it's a great opportunity, a bigger deal, and that ain't really the vibe I got after the film was done. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like doing it, a few of them were like stage play actors. My star was like a model. It's terrible. But it was the first one, so we just trying to, get who you can get and just make it happen.
Right.
And you accomplished saying like you wanted to do something and you did it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the end of the story. You know what I mean? Like you come up with the idea, especially now with everything probably being shot well, as far as like your cell phone can shoot well. Most lower budget DLSRs shoot 4K. You understand? Like all those things kind of go well. So you just have to go. You know what I mean? And a lot of times figure out the rest of it as you go and get better as you go.
Now, this first film, what were you shooting it with?
The first one was like a lower level Panasonic. Like I'm still with Panasonic, even though the autofocus is horrible, but I'm still rocking out with Panasonic. At this point, um, but yeah, it was like a lower level Panasonic, like a one shot, but it shot 4K, and I probably have grown accustomed to the Panasonic look and stuff like that.
Okay, so this is definitely not a plug for Panasonic.
This is not a plug for Panasonic at all. That's why I had to go and let you know the autofocus terrible. So we got to keep it all the way 1,000. They not paying me to not say the autofocus is not terrible.
You may voice your complaints.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think have we used Panasonic for anything?
Michael uses the GH4 and the GH5.
Yeah,
but primarily GH5 now.
Okay,
because it was
he's a Panasonic person.
Okay,
he had to I wasn't upgrading to 4K until whenever. I mean, because I'm like, I didn't need it. I'm doing a bunch of events.
I mean, nobody really. It's still not a. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. Come on.
I mean, it can help you out like in a pinch here and there, like you're doing some interview stuff, and you can like kind of punch in, so you can kind of do 3 cameras instead of just 2.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of memory, and you got to really be thinking about what you're gonna do, because now you got to move all that stuff around from that source to the computer, from computer to hard drive and everything. Man, it's a lot of hassle.
Yeah,
I just really care about the look coming out the camera, because I mean, most of the things kick out 1080 anyway. Like it's not like, you know what I'm saying, everything pretty much still kicks out 1080. I tell any filmmaker what you know, it's gonna come down to your lighting and your technique. Exactly. You know what I mean? Don't really get amped up, gassed up on the camera. You know what I mean? Because I've seen some horrible stuff shot with a red.
Good camera. I'm trying to tell you.
He said with a red.
With a red.
Y'all spent all that money for no reason.
I mean, you gotta know how to shoot with it. You gotta know how to light with it. You gotta know all that stuff.
And that's the thing. People go out and they buy these expensive cameras and think that their stuff gonna come out real good. Yeah, it might look good at a certain point, but the story that you're telling, is it a good story?
Yeah, but most people sacrifice like story. They throw all the stuff at it. Think of how many Hollywood films like got all the CGI in it, and the story be like,
that's terrible.
yeah.
Now, I kind of want you all can probably elaborate this, because you'll see some that it looks like it shot well, but it was probably just really well lit. So, like, kind of elaborate on the importance of good lighting in film.
I mean, that is your film. You know what I'm saying? That is your film. That's your shot. That's your, you know what I mean? It's kind of like back when we was doing music, when I was doing music, a lot of times people think that some magic happens. You know what I mean? When you mixing. Really, man, what you get, especially in filming, what you see through that lens is basically what you're gonna get. Everything in post is just adding color. You know what I'm saying? But what you see, you have to be in love with that image out of the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be in love with that image straight out the camera. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm always fighting for in lighting. I'm fighting for being in love with this image out of the camera. The little tweaks I make in post ain't gonna be like no night and day difference.
Right. So there's no necessarily changes in as far as like in post as far as lighting, as far as what you would do.
No. Because in post, is a one size fits all deal, right? So in post, when you add color, even if you use so you got stuff like DaVinci where you can play with different points. You know what I mean? You can light his shirt without masking the shirt. You can do a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, if we just talking about just simple editing, right? If you add blue, you just added blue to everything. You understand what I'm saying? So when we doing hold on one second, guys. When we're doing the like adding, color on somebody's face or whatever, that's what you pretty much want to do. You know what I mean? Like, so I just want that little one color, so I just add the little light right there. Because if you try to do it in post, you're doing it over everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you want it to be, you want it to be specific to what you're trying to like.
Yeah, I do have like a color correction story. And this is kind of how I learned about color correction in college. So I was shooting a football game and I didn't white balance. So the whole thing looked like what's that film? It looked like a horror film, basically. I just can't think of the name of the horror film I was thinking of, but it basically all looked like a horror film. And I'm like, oh no, I can kind of fix this in color correction, right? I was on that thing for about 5 or 6 hours. It just looked like video.
The Blair Witch Project.
Yes, that is what it looked like. The Blair Witch Project. After about 5 or 6 hours working on it, it looked like I basically colored over football players.
And that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's what coloring is. You coloring over. Now we know that you can add some green, you can add some blue. You know what I mean? You can add some saturation.
All that.
You can make it look. You can make things look doper, but you can't fix it. It ain't. It ain't like. Really you know what I'm saying? If it's trash when you shoot,
I mean, you know what I mean. It was definitely trash.
But you can, like I said, the better you get at editing and in post, it's a lot of little tricks you can do. But you really got to get that shot out while you shooting. So that's just my number one little tip. I make sure that I love the image as I'm looking at it while I'm looking at it.
Now I'm gonna go to the music video part because this is always funny to me for a second. So, what videos were you necessarily shooting?
Just mine, just my stuff and like underground people. Hold on, what's it?
Underground rapper.
Yeah, just my music videos and stuff for other artists. You know what I mean? Just stuff for other other artists and stuff like that. No like big you know what I mean, videos. I helped out with some Young Turk videos with my guy Trek. DC Young Fly video when he very early when he started on. This was like 2015. You know what I mean? So but yeah, I didn't, I knew being a videographer wasn't my thing. I knew that.
Oh, I feel you on that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just too much time. It just wasn't my thing. I knew it wasn't gonna happen.
I figured that out when I was in Atlanta. And then I shot this music video at this club, and it was a lot going on. And I'm just like, I'm so much better than this.
Yeah.
So much better.
That just made her reevaluate her life. Like, I don't want to tell your story.
God.
Yeah. I feel like there's a video there's always a music video that goes, I really shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
It had guns
How did I get? Yeah, it's usually
like,
the videos with guns.
I was like, man, nah, can't do it.
Bang bang. Bang bang.
Now, then I bring up the music videos to kind of ask you this: do you think you working on music videos and then going to film, like working on videos, helped you as far as like directing and shooting films? Like if you had went into films just cold turkey without doing the music videos, how do you think that film would have worked out?
You know what? It most definitely helped, because even back then, so we talking about 2015. Like now, every music video is just in the front of house with a bunch of guys, bunch of guns. You know what I'm saying? But back then, we were still trying to theme the video, right? So if it was a girl song, it was like a whole little movie that you were trying to do through the video. So it most definitely helped because the videos were films. You know what I'm saying? Especially how we came up. You know what I mean? Most of the videos were like mini movies. Everybody wanted to try to tell a mini movie throughout the video, through the production. Now it's just, man, hey, we in the house, we in the kitchen, we wherever. Get the choppers. Yeah. We shoot. You know what I mean? We good.
So if you ever like went to an artist and had this lovely idea, and then they were like, "Nah, we don't want to do that. We just
gonna stand in my grandma's kitchen."
Stand in front of
I didn't really love. You know what? I love filmmaking. I didn't really love music videos to that point. It was like, man, this is what we shooting at. You know what I mean? I just don't put the and we good. I mean, let's please not point the guns at the cameraman. And we gonna rock out. You know what I mean? Because then it's very simple too. Like it's really it's not a lot to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple lights, little fog, or some haze in a can, and man, because with with music videos, there's so many cheat codes because the camera can move. Like you want the camera moving in a music video.
Like if
You know
your
what I mean?
camera is still at some point, people gonna be looking at it like, what's going on?
Right, yeah. So in the music video, you want it turning sideways, and up and down, and shaking and jittering, and you know what I mean? Because it kind of is matching the mood of what's going on. So, but most definitely shooting the film aspect part of the videos and just picking up the camera, period. Most definitely, because we talking about a 4-year difference from doing videos. Yeah, probably 2015 to 2019. So we talking about a 4-year difference, 3-4 year difference from me even picking up a camera. I hadn't picked up a camera in like 4 years.
Oh man,
it's funny y'all mentioned that like you move your camera and everything through music video. So I learned that the hard way. So I'm like I come from well, I was helping someone shoot a video, and I come from news. So when you shoot shots for news,
locked down.
Yeah, you have you got it on a tripod. It's locked down. You're getting a bunch of steady, wide, medium, and close up, steady shot. So that was my thought process going to music video. So I showed my camera and the tripod, and they were like, "What are you doing with that?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm just I'm gonna shoot with it." I was like, "Well, no. We know what you're doing with the camera. What are you doing with the tripod?" To keep a steady shot. The last thing we want on here is a steady shot.
Steady shot.
Yo, you can take that and put it back in your car. We don't need to.
Right. If you got shaky hands, we want it. Okay.
Yeah.
We want all that.
Yeah. She said we got shaky hands. We want it. Yeah. Yeah. That just don't look good.
I was trying to show off that tripod too. It was a nice one. Like, man, when you need that,
you gonna shake that thing like it's tambourine.
Unless you gonna hold it and shake with that joint. You know what I
mean? Right. Unless you're gonna use the tripod and shake it.
You feel me?
No.
You know what I mean?
You gotta turn it into a monopod.
I see some creative shots though where people like had some like locked off, like locked down. Not the whole video, of course. But like, I mean, they told a good story and all that. But I'm saying like, but
yeah, you said they told a story.
You can do a lot of stuff just in the cuts, but a lot of people they think they got to get it in the camera. You should get as much in the camera as you can, but like thank you for the edit. How often do you think for the edit, like or when you were in a music video when you first started out? How often were you thinking for the edit?
Well, it's different in filmmaking. Everything is for the edit. Mm-hmm. Every shot, I'm editing as I'm shooting. In filmmaking, I'm editing this shot as I'm shooting. So even when I'm doing my multiple angles or whatever, breaking the 180 rule that everybody always cry about me breaking, just doing what I want to do, I'm thinking about what it's gonna look like. In the music video, you just compiling a bunch of cool looking shots, and it don't matter what order it go in, it don't matter how, you just put it together because it's a song playing under it. You know what I'm saying? So it's no real audio unless they want to do a little movie at the front of it or whatever they want to do, a little skit or whatever. So, you know what I mean? It's not, like it's not a terribly wrong way to shoot a music video. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right though. That is absolutely
you know what I'm saying?
The truth.
As long as they like the shot, it'll work out. As long as you like all your shots you compiled, it'll be cool.
And then at the same time, you have to go with the beat. So you have all these shots, and you
right. So you can't even hold the shot long anyway. Right.
So like, how long do you say you normally hold a shot in a music video?
Seconds.
Like 2 to 3 seconds is like normal music video.
Because you got to think about it. A song is no more than 4 minutes long. No more. Maybe 5 minutes long. So when you're having all these shots and you're trying to put all this stuff together, when you're holding a shot, it's not going to be that long because the song's not that long.
Well, not just that,
Yeah,
but you got to kind of change tempo too, and
right.
like
So
all
it's
that other
so we
stuff.
talking about 3-4 second shots, cut. 3-4 second shot, cut. I mean, you just compiling shots. I mean, you just cutting back and forth and making it match with the beat. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Uh, that's it. I mean, that's it. You
Man,
know,
it
so
sounds like you're just
yeah,
pasting together images with the song.
You
yeah,
are.
that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all
That's
you
it. I
gotta do.
mean, they,
Literally, and the shots look cool, so people gonna look at. I mean, you might throw an effect in there just to make it look more than what it is, and do all this other stuff. But it's literally you just putting all these shots together, throwing some little effects in there, and making it look cool. That's it.
I feel like we just ruined music videos.
We might have had to.
nah, we
I mean,
encouraged it.
I mean,
Go shoot your video.
no,
I'm saying to a real filmmaker like ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Doing music videos is boring unless you're putting a story behind it.
Yeah.
Now I'm all for putting if you want to do a music video and tell a story, I'm all for that. But just a regular ass just standing and shooting.
I think this also could be like we grew up on videos from Michael Jackson,
Right,
or Diddy, or Busta Rhymes. Like those videos were productions.
right.
You almost feel like growing up in that era, and then suddenly you pick up a camera, and it's like, this is all you want to do?
Nah, I mean, like that's like the inspiration, but that's so like Mount Olympus when you talk about like the different levels of like filmmaking and all that. Because I used to love Hype Williams. I don't know if you're familiar with Hype Williams, like the music
But
video
yeah,
director.
those were still productions though.
Yeah,
Like you
Right.
said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, I know the labels and stuff gotta love it though, and the artists too, because I mean, it's a super cheap way to shoot a video now. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen the whole video, and I give credit. I still give credit to video directors because I've been entertained with a video they just shot in the kitchen. I'm like, damn, you did the whole video in the kitchen. That's what's up.
Mm.
Um, um, but yeah, it is night and day from filmmaking. You know what I mean? From filmmaking, you really just trying to convey the story, convey the emotion, and you know what I mean, and try to tell it visually as well as through the dialogue at the same time.
So
Right.
I do get inspired by super simple music videos that actually
Right.
tell like a decent story, and they got some pretty good shots and all that stuff. There's like these two Asian dudes. I can't remember the name of their company, but they're on Twitter, and they go by like We Shoot People on Twitter, and they did the Janae Aiko. That's how you say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that one video, The Worst. And I remember I used to sit up like at night after that came on, and it's like they had like just some simple effects or whatever with the light in the window, and then some of the cuts. And I was just like, man, that's such a beautiful like visual, and it's simple.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
most
maybe
of her
three
videos,
locations.
that's what I liked about most of Janae videos. Most of them was simple. I saw one they did like it was in the house, and they had the police lights kind of flashing through the window,
Oh,
and
that
you
that
really
that was
getting
in this one. That was in this one.
okay. We might be talking about the same video.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
impressed by that video because it was, you had what, did she kill the guy in the video or something like that?
Something like that. You don't know
Something
if she
like
did or
that.
not. You don't know if she did or not. And then
Okay.
she getting handcuffed and walked out the house.
Right. See this video.
So you like the practical stuff because it gives you an idea. You know what I mean? Like we always collect an idea, no matter who shoots it, video director, whatever. You know what I mean? You like, oh, okay, they just put the little flashing light outside the window. That gave off the same effect. We always looking for cheat codes as filmmakers. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell anybody. Watch YouTube. You know what I mean? Watch YouTube. Watch other filmmakers because somebody has thought of a practical way, a low budget practical way to pull out a big idea. You know what I mean? And so I got a lot of that from, the same videos. Like Janae, I loved how they flashed the police lights through the window. And I was like, man, I bet it's just a guy standing on the other side of the window with the light in it. But it looked great though.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Now, what genre of film would you more like to make?
Action.
Now, why is that?
I mean, because from when I can remember, that's what I've always been captivated by. You know what I mean? I'm not a drama person. Action and comedy, but still probably more action. You know what I mean? I love comedies, but most of my top films probably would be action films. You know what I mean? Um, even even if we're classifying something like Star Wars as action, you know what I mean? But most definitely fantasy action. You know, I used to love cop films, Demolition Man, stuff with stuff blowing up because it would just push the limits of the imagination and you know you would just be amazed at oh man they did that and you know what I mean I would just be so much motivated so it would be action hands down.
Something because you said action and comedy. I'm thinking so like a buddy cop film would be probably ideal for you. As something to direct.
Like another 48 hours.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. More action, but I would do comedy. So we talking about
with a few
jokes. But I love comedies too. So like Toronto Man that just came out. I thought that was really well done.
Okay.
The Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson joint that just came out on Netflix. But yeah, just action. Like I mean, it could be serious action, or it could be like I said, comedy action. But I do like action. But I'm a fan of all of it. So I guess Black Girl Big City is more of a, I guess you would say like a rom-com or whatever, right? And so I just, even though this has nothing to do with action, I just put my thought process to it. But
Right.
if I had a choice,
that.
what's that?
Black Girl Big City.
What
made you write a rom-com?
Oh, I did Fragile, and I came up with two ideas, right? So one idea is what we're about to start shooting this week, and it was called Bed and Breakfast. And so what I do to like try to keep motivation a lot of times is I will do the poster board immediately, right?
Okay.
And that kind of keeps you inspired because you already started it. You know what I'm saying? So if you make the poster board and it's in your phone, or you make the poster for the movie and it's on your wall or whatever, it's constantly being an inspiration. Like, all right, let's get up, let's do this. So I shot a model, and I did the poster for Black Girl Big City. Then I did, and then I had a couple posters made for Bed and Breakfast. So as I was telling people that I was gonna do these two projects, nobody was interested in Bed and Breakfast. So just off the name, I don't have any film, I don't have any actors, I don't have nothing. So just off the name, they like, yeah, I'm doing a joint called Bed and Breakfast, and then I'm doing Black. Oh man, what's that? And I was like, yeah, and yeah, I got the bed. Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, what's the other joint? And so I was like, what do people want? So when there was just a reaction just off the name, because I didn't want to do it because the thing about me when I'm thinking about filmmaking is I'm not inspired to do it unless I can figure out a way to do it, right? So I have no interest in shooting a gangster film unless I can make it better than one of my top 7 gangster films.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm a fan of Girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? If I can't do it better than Rob Rock did it, I don't want to do it, or at least do it in my own way. I don't want to do it. I don't want to try to give you a fake girlfriend. I love what Issa did with Sex and the City, even though I really didn't watch the show. But I love, you know what I mean? I love what she did with it. So it was like when I kind of figured out how I was gonna shoot it, that's what made me go ahead and say, all right, I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna do this first.
Right.
Okay. I kind of like your process of it. Just you put the idea out there, and then just kind of see what people react to, and then just kind of go to. It's pretty smooth.
Because that was, they were just looking at the cover. I was showing people cover, swipe, show them the cover, and then so just off of the picture and the name, that's what they reacted to. You know what I mean? And this is entertainment. So even though we giving people our perspective, our movies, the stories we come up with, you doing it for people to like it. So, you know what I mean? When the public, when everybody I was asking was, man, wanting to see Black Girl Big City, I said, well, that's what we gonna do then.
So how was your process of picking your actors and putting that all together?
I got with Jason. I got with my boy Jason Martin, and I had wrote because Black Girl Big Silly was only gonna be a pilot. It was never gonna be a show. It was only gonna be a pilot. So I had came up with the idea. I said, man, I just want to do a pilot and something I could shop. Something I could try to see how far I could go with just shopping a product. Right. So that's the only thing I really was gonna do with it. But I got with Jason and he helped me, he was already like with the actors, and him and my boy Dave was already kind of moving and grooving with the actors and stuff, with movie going stuff. So a lot of times, in indie, you just picking people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah.
when he referred me, I think they referred me somebody, right? And I talked to her, and she wasn't excited about the project. So I immediately knew I wasn't gonna work with her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Andy, it's too difficult to work with somebody. It's too difficult to do the projects we do, period. Right?
Yeah.
And let alone working with somebody who's not excited about doing the project. I'm good. So after the Fragile film, I said, okay, I never want to work with nobody that don't want to do the project. That's not enthused about doing the project. That don't want to, you know what I mean? If you don't want to do it, I don't want you to do it. We good.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason, I said, okay, as soon as I got her vibe, I said, I'm cool on that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with her. I got with Jason, and he referred me hardly. And from the moment I talked to her on the phone, she was excited. She was going crazy. She was happy about the opportunity. And I was like, man, we're going to go. You know what I mean? And then she fit the model that I shot on the poster. You know what I mean? Because I had just shot a model on the poster because, like I said, it wasn't even a story or nothing yet. So when I did the poster, I just put a model on there, and like she still fit the vibe and the essence of the poster and everything. So that's when I, you know what I mean. And as I went, I was like, I just, picked people, kind of heard they vibe over the phone, and was like, okay, I can place you here, place you there. You know what I mean? But I mean, like I said, when you get in indie, it ain't like you gotta casting line of 400 people down the street where you can just get the cream of the crop thespians in acting. You know what I mean? A lot of times, and this is much respect to all everybody that's doing indie filmmaking and indie, acting. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like we just getting lined up with people who doing Shakespeare in the Park. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, most of the people we working with have never acted before, and we like, man, you good? We just gonna coach it along. You know what I mean? Your part. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your part ain't that big no way. We'll coach it along. We'll figure it out.
My thing is, if you come with a good attitude and you want to do it, and I see like a potential in you, I'm gonna work with you. You know what I'm saying? To make it better. It's your attitude and what you bring to the set is something that is very important, especially in the main actor. Whoever your main person is. You know what I'm saying?
That would be terrible to work with a terrible person, main actor. Oh my goodness, man, you gotta kiss ass every day to try to get through that film. You like, oh man, like,
I know you probably heard horror stories, like the major films. You probably heard horror stories about like certain.
Yeah. But I mean, now I ain't gonna lie, working with difficult actors, you know what I mean, that most definitely could be your practice. Going into, getting casted as a big budget director, you know what I mean, for a major film, because in that scenario, you don't know who you directing, you know what I mean, and then in that scenario, you probably directing people who've been acting a long time, who have a bit of success, and so you just got to work through it, no matter what the attitude is. So it's still something to gain with, dealing with difficult people,
right?
And it's easier to deal with them when you're getting paid.
I don't know.
Hey, hey, we gonna put an exclamation on it. You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't care how you act. I'll be your motivator. You know what I mean? We gonna get through this thing.
He's not as good as I thought you were, but they're paying me well, so we'll make it work.
You know what I mean?
So as far as new movies, like I briefly talked to VA about this one. Have you seen everything. Was it Everything Everywhere All at Once?
All at once, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I see most movies, yeah.
What do you think about that movie? Because I thought it was great. I thought the
I
message at the
think
end.
it was, the thing about it is, I've heard a lot of people say it was like they favorite, great, one of their favorites of the year. I enjoyed the movie. It was a lot of the little weird parts that was kind of like the hot dog finger universe. I could have did without the hot dog finger universe.
Yeah.
I could have
I
did
haven't
without
seen
the
this.
hot dog finger universe.
I haven't seen it yet.
That's a joint I'm battling in the right room. Like, y'all want to do the hot dog finger universe for real? Let's do it. Damn. Okay. All right. I guess I can't get them all. So, but other than that, I've always been a big fan of like a studio like A24, Blumhouse, because they're lower, budgeted projects. So to see what they were able to pull off, I was very impressed, man. I was impressed. I liked the movie. I liked the, I guess the plot of, the outcome, and so it's a strong B for me. Strong B, B plus. It was good.
That's more than fair, man. Like I thought it was great. Even that,
I'm fast forwarding through this hot dog.
That weird that now you kind of can't because you're gonna miss some content.
A lot.
Yeah, because they go in that joint like about 8-9 times.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
and then it's like the little hot dog finger. They long too. Nah, man. It's why you have to see it. If you see it,
you gotta see it.
It'll make sense within the kind of deal because they do like a multiverse kind of thing.
A multiverse of hot dogs.
No.
One universe. In one universe, you know what I mean? Because in different universes, you different things. So in one universe, she rich. One universe, she may be a ninja. One universe, she got hot dog fingers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. It's a different version of her. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm straight on that. But yeah. But that's the only movie. I just did not like the hot dog finger universe.
Oh man.
I don't know where to go after that. I'm very complex right now. I don't really know what to do with it.
It's something you got to check out, though. It's most definitely worth checking out. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely worth checking out. But yeah, I'm like I said,
hot dog fingers to you definitely got to check this out.
No. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said give it a strong B, because I only don't like that universe. You know what I'm saying? It's weaved in there a lot.
I understand it's different universes, so you don't know what you know what I'm saying.
I think the writers did a hell of a job, even with that.
They did.
That was weird as hell. I mean,
I haven't seen it, and I agree.
And then they took a real big chance because in the middle of the movie they rolled credits and they did a movie in a movie, and that's the only spoiler I'll do. They did like a movie in a movie, and then like you're rolling credits. I'm like, man, this ain't been on long enough for it to be over.
You know what I mean?
I was like, wow. And then like she jumps back and she's in the movie theater, and I was like, yo, that's wild right there. There's a couple things where I was like, oh wow, they took a couple leaps, chances.
And like I said, you can always get inspired off. It's always some inspiration to take from everything you watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even if it's bad, even if you ain't like it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say that. I can't lie and say that. But it is somewhere in there. I take that back. Somewhere in there, it's some inspiration to take from something. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere. Something.
I need to make sure my sound is straight so it don't sound like this.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
That's genius.
Your motivation is I want nothing I do to
you feel me?
That's the motivation, right?
It still inspired them. You know what I mean? I mean, you can go to
like this movie.
It may not be the way they wanted to inspire you, but hey, inspiration is inspiration.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going as we wrap this up. We haven't done this in a while. We usually have our guests give their Oscar speeches. So you'll be the first one we have to do this again. So you do a film, that film gets nominated for an Oscar, and you win an Oscar.
Hold on, wait. Find the applause button first
You
before
really
you do this.
I'm gonna put that in post. I'm not even fit to try because I can hit the button, it'll be an applause,
I think it's the second one. Try the second one.
Let's try this. Okay, you got it right. We got it.
Oh,
Okay.
man, look at that.
We got it. It could be well or it could have been horrible. So we tried that on the front end. So you're up on the stage. You're giving your Oscar speech. What is your Oscar speech?
I appreciate winning. I mean, I'm glad y'all like the film, and yeah, I'm not big on speeches. I guess whatever movie would be, you know what I mean. I would thank everybody that was a part of the film, the cast. You know what I mean. Because getting through any film is tough. So I want to thank the cast. I want to thank and what I mean. It just doesn't work without the fans. You know what I mean. And that's what we always fighting to do. Make something great for the people. You know what I mean. And if it goes that far and y'all love it, then hey, I gladly accept this award most definitely.
Look at that.
He starts off with, "I'm not good at giving speeches," and then get off.
I'm not good at giving speeches. You know, I'm gonna come straight up Jim Carrey with one of the weird Jim Carrey acceptance speeches. I love his speeches.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, those are great too.
Okay. I know y'all ready to get, you know what I'm saying, get out of here, but I most definitely want to say for anybody listening, you know what I mean, be looking out for my upcoming 2 films. I'm shooting them simultaneously right now.
Oh, good.
So one is Bed and Breakfast. So one is Bed and Breakfast, and one is a MMA film, and it's called No Retreat.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I've seen your post, so I'm ready to see what they're gonna be. I'm excited. I really am, especially when I saw the MMA one. I'm excited.
Yeah, because I just feel like, you know what I mean. I just feel like I'm inspired by everything different, so we got to try to do something different. Right. And I really just want to impress everybody. You know what I mean? So I was, so with these next 2 films, that's my goal, really. So I really believe y'all gonna love it though, for real.
I've seen your stuff, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna turn out excellent.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, I could have did it with some guys, but I was like, we gonna try to break a double barrier. You know what I mean? We gonna do, black action, and we gonna make it women stars. So we gonna knock out 2.
I'm digging it.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out to talk to us today.
Nah, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all super dope podcast.
We definitely try to be dope.
Just a little bit.
Just
a little bit.
That's my motto. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be dope. Man, what we gonna do? Man, this is dope. No, please, no fentanyl. Please, every day with the fentanyl. Please, no fentanyl.
Only Kevin. Only Kevin.
I couldn't help myself.
I'm glad you ain't thirsty this time.
Oh man, don't bring that up.
Once again, I am Kevin Mumphrey with my friends Victoria V.A. Jones,
who was very dope,
and Carson Ferguson.
Sure.
So you're not gonna display your level of dopeness? I will take that as a no. And that is a wrap.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Hey, when you when are you shooting? I got no Paul.
Yeah, we shooting both of them like right now.